an African American. I am Lloyd Marcus, American! Oh, folks, look. I have a photo ID. So this confirms that the Obama administration, the Congressional Black Caucus, and the NAACP are wrong. Black people are not too stupid to find their way to acquire a photo ID. And this is why we're gonna vote this evil, racist, divisive administration out of here. I can't wait, folks. I can't wait. Just 5 more months. And they'll be gone. I said they'll be gone. Start spreading the news. I'm telling y'all today, we're taking back America in 2012. This socialist nightmare is gonna come to an end, 'cause we're gonna vote them out in 2012. I wanna wake up in my America where I can speak as I please, without acorn thugs breaking my knees. My Harry Reid blues, I will soon melt away. Now, folks, we've taken the House, now the Senate. In 2012, and when we stop them there, their agenda won't have a prayer. But it's up to you, and you, sir, in the red shirt, November 2012. Are you gonna vote, pal? Are you gonna vote? All right, that's what I'm talking about. I can't wait for 2012. I just wanna wake up in my country where man can speak his mind. I want to find my freedom restored. Harry, read it out. No Obamacare. Their agenda is gone. My Obama blues are melting away. Hey, Frankie, sister, we're taking back our country. In 5 more months. When we crush them there, this socialist nonsense just doesn't have a prayer. But it's up to you, and you, and you, and you in 2012. 2012. Yeah!
Lloyd Marcus.
Yes, Howard.
Now, do you all know Michelle Malkin? You know, it's amazing the people that come off these buses. You know Michelle Malkin?
Yeah.
She's not here. But she calls our next speaker her brilliant friend and says that his book, The Constitution Made Easy, belongs in every American homes in this country. Reagan's Attorney General, Ed Meese, he wrote the foreword to this book, and he says that Mike has done us all a favor by explaining the Constitution in everyday plain English. We at the Tea Party Express call him Mr. Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Holland.
Well, I want to quote my brilliant friend Michelle Malkin. She said that all the trouble we have in America today starts at the top works its way down till it affects everyday, ordinary, hard-working Americans. And the answer is going to start with the everyday, hard-working, ordinary Americans, and we're going to take the answer and push it all the way to the top. We elect officials to go to Washington, and we ask them to go preserve and protect our rights. They take an oath that says that's what they will do. In fact, their oath says that they will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. How's that working out for you so far?
Not good.
Not so good. I want you to help me with that oath because some of you remember it. It says they swear that they will support and refer to them as traitors. Now I want to make sure we use the right terminology here. That's not the right word. They cannot be traitors because they were never on our side. They are domestic enemies of the Constitution. There is one last line of defense for the Constitution. It's found in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are they? We the people. And tragically, folks, it has fallen to us because our elected officials have forsworn their oaths. Now we must hold them accountable. But we can't hold them accountable because we don't generally know what the Constitution says. How many of you here have a Constitution? Okay, now how many of you will admit to the following? Either that I haven't read all of it, didn't understand part of it, or don't remember much of it. You see, that's the problem. The Constitution Made Easy takes the Constitution in original language and right across the page puts it in weak, free class in the Constitution. How good is free? Free's good. I don't care how you get this education, folks, but we have to raise the constitutional IQ of America. I got a couple more questions. If we don't raise the constitutional IQ of America, what happens? We lose it. We lose America. We lose the great country our valiant soldiers fought for. But if we raise the constitutional IQ of America substantially, what happens? We win. It's as simple as that, folks. If you want a peaceful solution to winning back our country, is to raise the constitutional IQ of America. And so I came here on a mission. I want to ask how many of you will commit 1 hour between now and the election to raising your own personal constitutional IQ. How many of you are willing to do that? If the future of your children, your grandchildren depends on how many of you do it. There's one more thing. I need to ask you to commit to 10 more minutes of talking to someone who knows less than you. Who's that?
Liberals.
Everybody. It's everybody else. They'll know less than you. And if you spend an hour educating yourself, then you can talk to your children, to your neighbors, to one other person and help us save this great country. I'm going to hold you to it. God's going to hold you to it. Let's save this great state and let's save this great republic. God bless you.
Mr. Constitution, isn't he great? There's going to be a couple of young men floating through the audience passing out these raffle cards, and you'll fill them out, then you'll be able to be entered into the Tea Party Express raffle. We've got a drawing here at the end, so I hope that you'll be kind to them when they come around. Now next we've got something completely different. You'll remember him from the show Home Improvement because he was on that show with Tim Allen. He was Benny, the guy down the street who played the hardware guy. He's also been on the Huckabee Show. He's been on Fox's Red Eye. He's the Tea Party Express comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Labriola.
Is it on? Let's hear it for Howard, folks. God bless him. What an intro, folks. Don't mind me, I never played on a highway before. That's kind of nice. How are you, sweetheart? Am I sure what? Not on. This is a nice. Oh, right here. This is the limit now. See, you go here. Right here. This guy's turning it up like this. What happened? I can't hear him. I know, folks. As soon as I open my mouth, it's obvious where I'm from, where I grew up. I'm from Alabama.
Sure.
I grew up in the witness protection program. Thank you, sir. Can you run around so it sounds like a crowd back there, please? Actually, I grew up in one of those neighborhoods in New York where we had a lot of crime, but no one ever saw or heard anything. And no matter how you got killed, it was always a heart attack. You could throw a guy off a 30-story building, the cops go, what happened? Heart attack. There could be a guy laying here with an ice pick sticking out of his back, the cops go, what happened? I don't know, it looked like a heart attack. Yeah, the guy grabbed his chest and fell on it 17 times. Oh, thank you, look at this. Oh, I just won a microphone, thank you. Is this better? Can you hear me in the back there? On this side, okay? I know, any Italians here? One guy, okay. I'm starting to get nervous, there's a river down there. I probably gotta put scuba gear on and go visit my family down there. Italians too, I don't know Italians. Where's the Catholics? Where's the Catholic people? Where, over here? Okay, I'll make you feel at home. B14. Thank you. I went to a tough church. I went to a church called Our Lady of I'll Break Your Face. My church was so tough, the nuns were men. The nuns were men. You didn't kneel down and pray to God in my church unless somebody was covering you. Be like, yeah, Joey, watch my back. I'm going to talk to God, all right? Yeah, God, forgive me. Priest walk in, what happened? I don't know, it looked like a heart attack. We had so many sins, the confessional had an electric chair. Electric chair, lady, wake up. She's sleeping right in front of me. Can you believe this? Where's my veterans in the crowd? Let me hear the veterans. Raise your hand. If you're a veteran, you served, raise your hand. Get them up there. Let's hear it for the veterans. I'm proud. Come on. James, put your hands down. You in the Cub Scouts. God bless you, man. I served too. I was in the service for 8 years. Postal. Postal. All right. Mighty, I'll tell you. God bless too. I flew here today. I actually had to fly to meet the buses. You know why? I'm not superstitious enough, but I was actually on American Airlines flight 50-50. I call the airlines up. Oh, you got anything with better odds? What about flight 9010? When's that coming in? But God bless this country. God bless our veterans, you know? The only thing is, though, this is the most powerful country in the world. We got all this technology, and you realize it took us 10 years, all this money and all 10 years to find Bin Laden? 10 years. The guy's like 8 foot tall with a turban. We couldn't find him. Let me tell you something. If this guy owed my Uncle Dominic a few dollars, he would have found him in 3 days. He went up to the president, yeah, give me a Buick, some duct tape, and I'll take my own guys. You'd have read in the paper, Bin Laden found Buick truck, heart attack. And it changed the way we fly, right? Am I right or wrong? It changed the way we fly. Because remember after 9/11? Right, after 9/11, you couldn't go on a plane and wave to your family anymore. You got to go through all this stuff now and everything, right? Who remembers those dumb questions right after 9/11 to make us feel safe? Those stupid questions they would ask us? Did you pack this bag by yourself? Because one thing we know is terrorists don't lie. Very honest people. You remember this one? Did a stranger come up and ask to put anything in your bag? Yeah. How'd you know? Some guy got off a camel.
Yeah, right.
And said, "Sir, do you mind putting this clock in your bag?" Then he ran up the block going, "Ay, ay, 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 ay." Why, is there a problem? Then you get on the plane. I love those announcements they got, you know? You ever hear those announcements? They're like, ladies and gentlemen, in case, and what's the other one? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, in case of a water landing, I'm flying to Arizona. In case of a water landing, your seat cushion can be used as a, right. I don't know about you folks, but when that plane falls out of the sky doing about 1,200 miles an hour and cracks into the water, I don't know what yours is going to be used for. But mine ain't going to be a flotation device. And see the big guy sitting next to me? He's going to be a raft. I'll be going back here. What happened? He has a heart attack. Now you're in your nice coach seat, right? nice and comfortable. Like this. No more peanuts, thank you. There was 3 of them in that bag, thank you. Can I get another soda in the communion cup too? Thank you. Hey, you're in your nice coach seat. Now this is regular, right folks? You're sitting there like this. This is regular, but this is comfort. Woo! I'm comfortable now, I'll tell you that. In case you missed that, let me bring that seat up. Hold on a minute. Regular? Comfort. Woo! I hope we take the long way to Europe, honey. Yeah, I can't feel my legs. This is great. This is where they really think we're stupid now, right? They get real dramatic. You ever seen it like, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to land. For safety reasons, please bring your seat to an upright position. Because we know, folks, if this plane cracks into that mountain doing 800 miles an hour, you ain't got a shot if you're sitting like this, right? But you bring that baby up about 1/8 of an inch. Look, everybody's there but us, honey. Hey, guys, thanks for listening. Give yourselves a round of applause over here. Let me get up on the stage now. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Whatever you do, don't leave because we got the heavy hitters coming. All these singers that you see coming up, buy their product, support them. We all do this on just whatever. And these buses, a lot of this is self-supporting. You know what I mean? So this is the part where we got to ask for a little cash. So give whatever you can, $1, a quarter, well, not a quarter, just $1, you know? But, and stay here, the show is great, it just goes on, don't leave. Do I got your word, you all gonna stay? Thanks for coming out and supporting us. Well, folks, we got 2 bus drivers here. We got 2 bus drivers. One of them is a really nice guy, Doug. Let's hear it for Doug, the bus driver. Doug, where's Doug? Take a bow, Doug, yeah, that's it. All right, go back to sleep. And that's not our bus. This is the entertainment bus right here. And folks, unfortunately, we got stuck with the drunk. The man's a stone cold alcoholic, but he's a good guy. A lot of drunks are good, nice people, you know. But but I want you to make him feel good. I want you to give him a nice round of applause. 7 hours today sober. So can we have a nice round of applause? 7 hours sober today. And he's gonna come up here, folks. Look at him. The first time I've seen you walk straight. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray, the bus driver. Ray, the bus driver, please. Let's hear it for Ray. Ray.
Hey, Jimmy Labriola, ladies and gentlemen. That is one funny man. 24/7, he's funny. Thank you so much for coming out today on this nice warm day in Charleston. Beautiful city, love it here. You know what? Y'all believe in green jobs, right? How many people have a green job? Raise your hand. All right, one person with a green job. You know what I found out the other day? I have one. I was watching TV day before yesterday, and they were giving a list of what are green jobs, and a bus driver is a green job. Can you believe that? The guy that sweeps the floor in Solandra has a green job. The guy pumps gas into the hybrid has a green job. No wonder they got great numbers. It's a green job. Anyway, we got to get rid of the green guy in the White House. Look at the map on the side of this bus. We started this thing in Texas back, Monday was a week ago, and let's see, we're on our descent. We've come from Pittsburgh yesterday, Morgantown, and down here today. We're headed to Florida. Now, I don't know if you were here early enough to see how we came in here, but they didn't drag these buses in. We drove them in. And every time we stop at the Flying J or Pilot or whatever, it takes about $500 per bus to fill them up. We're out here because we care about our country, and we know you're here today because you care. I'm going to ask you to do one thing for us today and help us keep your voice on the road across America. Do whatever you can. Help us out today. Everything helps. We're going to come and ask you to help us. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
Welcome Ron and Kay Rivoli, the Rivoli Review.
Thank you very much, Howard. Yesterday I had on a green outfit, so I was a green job too. Today I have a black outfit on, so today I have a black job. I'm helping out those equal opportunity employment numbers.
Hey, we just came from Wisconsin, and where we were victorious. All right. But I got to tell you, While I was there, I got locked up in Wisconsin. Oh, I didn't go to jail. I ate too much cheese. Locked me up for about 3 days, man. I'll tell you, it was rough.
But you know the great thing about Scott Walker is he is a fiscal conservative. He does not believe in big bailouts for corporations that mismanage their money. And guess what, folks? Guess what we could see from Wisconsin? We could see November from Wisconsin. And folks, we don't believe in those bailouts. You see, I'm a musician. If anybody could use a bailout, folks, we could use a little bailout. Anybody out there could use a bailout right now? Then I want to see your hands going like this. This is a bailout song. Hit it, Jason. I need a bailout. Won't you help me? Won't you please? I need a bailout. Somebody rescue me. I need someone to save me from bad choices I have made. I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out today? Well, I spend way too much money cause my bank told me I could, and I refuse to live within the means I know I should. The fact I can't afford it doesn't slow me down one bit. I get instant gratification when I say, hey, just charge it. Let me see those hands. I need a bailout. Won't you help me? Won't you please? I need a bailout. Somebody rescue me. I need someone to save me from bad choices I have made. I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out? Won't you help me? Won't you please? I need a bailout. Somebody rescue me. I need someone to save me from bad choices I have made. I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out today? These tennis shoes I'm wearing cost $200 a pair, and it costs $200 to put color in my hair. But you keep paying taxes, and I will be okay, cause the government they'll bail me out like they did for Fannie Mae. I need a bailout. Won't you help me? Won't you please? I need a bailout. Somebody rescue me. I need someone to save me from bad choices I have made. I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out today? I need a bailout. Won't you help me? Won't you please? I need a bailout. Somebody rescue me. I need someone to save me from bad choices I have made. I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out today? I need a handout and a bailout. Won't you help me out today? I need a bailout. Thank you very much. Folks, I'd like to tell you today why the liberal agenda is winning in America. How many of you people believe we are one nation under God? Let me see your hands. How many churchgoers I got out there? Folks, our pledge says we are one nation under God, indivisible. But when we eliminate Him from the equation, we will be easily divided. 45% of our church attendees do not vote. 20% of our church attendees are not even registered to vote. We are the majority, but we have stayed silent way too long, and I refuse to be quiet any longer. I'm ready to get a backbone and have a discussion about religious freedoms in America. And I need to ask you to stand strong with me. If you are interested in taking a discussion about religious freedoms into your church, your parish, I would like you to come see me after this rally, where I will give you free a program emailed to you that starts the discussion about religious freedoms in America. Folks, if we don't start speaking up and talking about it, we are going to lose them. And so I challenge you to have the courage to see me after this rally. Folks, we cannot go back, but we can march boldly forward. And with that said, this is a new song we have on our Revolution CD. We will be debuting a brand new YouTube video to it within the next day or so. Folks, it's called Can't Go Barack. We're gonna need a little help with it too. Whenever I say can't go Barack, I need a little bach, bach, bach. All right? Hit it, Jason. Well, the car I drive's an Obama. My bank's an Obama too. I'm sitting in my Baracker, just watching this changing view. It's insane how things are going, all because of just one man. Why, he's been talking in Turkey, says we're not a Christian land. We can't go Barack, bach, 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 it's too late. We're stuck with this Hussein, this and his spending trillions fate. Our children and our grandchildren, they never will forget how we sold out for a little change and left them all in debt. Well, he says I ought to learn Spanish and I ought to give up my gun. I'll be living in a Hussein hospital before this man is done. Now it's an abomination what's happening across this land. If we don't stop our spending, our end is close at hand. We can't go Barack, bach, 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 it's too late. We're stuck with this Hussein, this and his spending trillions fate. Our children and our grandchildren, they never will forget how we sold out for a little change and left them all in debt. Stimulus, bailouts, cap and trades have us a mess. Cash for clunkers, Pelosi's jet. We have to start spending less. We must stop printing money or our dollar will deflate. And where do we file bankruptcy for the whole United States? We can't go Barack, bach, 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 it's too late. We're stuck with this Hussein, this and his spending trillions fake. Our children and our grandchildren, they never will forget how we sold out for a little change and left them all in debt. We can't go Barack, bach, 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 it's too late. We're stuck with this Hussein, this and his spending trillions fake. Our children and our grandchildren, they never will forget how we sold out for a little change and left them all in debt. How we sold out for a little change and left them all in debt. We can't go Barack, bach, bach, bach. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you very much. That song is on our Revolution CD, and I want to tell you, we're very proud to say it's a million seller.
No, folks, you don't understand. We have 1 million of those in our cellar. We could use a little help with it after the show. Thank you very much.
The Rivoli Review, ladies and gentlemen, aren't they great? Listen, all of our performers and speakers are professionals who donate of their time to travel with the Tea Party Express and helping out by picking up one of their CDs or one of the books, and they'd appreciate that. They really would. Now, one of the original founders of the Tea Party movement. You've seen her on every major media network and local broadcasts, from Fox News to CNN and MSNBC and even ABC's The View. She's a former Delta flight attendant and a stay-at-home mom. Please welcome to the stage the chairwoman of the Tea Party Express, Miss Amy Kramer.
Thank you, Howard. Hello, West Virginia. It is so good to be back here in this beautiful state. We were here, I think, last in 2010 in Wheeling, and what a gorgeous state you have. But I have to tell you, it made us a little sick on that bus today, coming through those hills. But it was all worth it. What we do for freedom, right? You know, look at what we have accomplished. Look at what we did in 2010 when we changed the political landscape of Washington, D.C. and state houses across the country. And the media was dying to write the narrative that the Tea Party movement is dead, that we're going away. I've been saying for a long time, don't judge us by the number of people that turn out at our rallies. Judge us by what happens on election day. And look what happened in Wisconsin earlier this week. And it's not just Wisconsin. It's Indiana, where we defeated 6-term Senator Dick Lugar. He'd been in the Senate almost as long as I've been alive and didn't even live in the state. Ted Cruz in Texas, he's another one. Had no chance, everybody said, because they have their Lieutenant Governor, David Dewhurst, who's a rhino, squishy establishment candidate, but has name recognition and more money than God, and everybody thought he was going to walk away with it. And what happened? The Tea Party movement rose up and helped hold David Dewhurst to less than 50%. So now Ted Cruz is headed to a runoff against David Dewhurst on July 31st. And there is no race that is more important than that one, because that truly is Tea Party versus establishment. That's already a Republican seat. You know, one thing we learned last election cycle, or over the past 4 years, 3.5 years, is that just because you're Republican does not mean you're a conservative. And we support fiscal conservatives, constitutional fiscal conservatives, who are willing to stand up and do the right thing and represent the people that send them to Washington or send them to their state houses. We're not an arm of the Republican Party. If we were an arm of the Republican Party, we wouldn't have challenged Dick Lugar. We have to stand up, you guys, because Washington is sending us over this cliff. Last night, we were just in Pennsylvania. We did one stop there. We made our second U.S. congressional endorsement. We endorsed Keith Rothfuss for Pennsylvania 12. We've endorsed Tom Cotton for Arkansas 4. But now today, there's an article in, I think, Pennsylvania Politics that talks about how the Tea Party Express and the Tea Party movement wants to get rid of Medicare and take Medicare away from our seniors. There's nothing, it's an outright lie. The fact of the matter is that Medicare is going bankrupt. The Medicare Board of Trustees issued a report last May that said if Medicare is not reformed by 2024, it will be bankrupt. And these guys and gals in Washington, all they want to do is kick the can down the road. They don't want to deal with it because it's not an easy thing to deal with. Everybody's so willing, you know, yes, we've got to cut, but then when it comes to individuals, oh, cut everything, but don't cut what I'm getting. Well, the bottom line is, I think Margaret Thatcher said it best. The problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. Washington doesn't have any money. Washington collects our money and spends our money. Now, we don't want to get rid of Medicare. We don't want to get rid of Social Security, but it needs to be reformed. We want our seniors to be able to count on that now and in the future years. But if we don't do something about it, it's going to be bankrupt and there's not going to be anything for them. That's not fair. We need people like Governor Scott Walker in Wisconsin, who's willing to stand up and make those tough decisions, even though they're not the most popular decisions. And we have people in Washington, true fiscal conservatives, that are willing to do the right thing. We have them in the House and we have some in the Senate. I'm sure you know Senator Jim DeMint and Mike Lee and Rand Paul, Pat Toomey, Ron Johnson. They need backup. And everybody wants to complain about Speaker Boehner. Everybody wants to complain about Speaker Boehner. Well, look, many of us aren't happy with him. But you guys, we have to take back the U.S. Senate. We have to take that gavel out of Harry Reid's hands. There is no one in Washington that's causing more gridlock than Harry Reid. And we need to send somebody to the United States Senate that is not just going to go along to get along and to become part of that good old boy club. You know, we were here in 2010 because you had a Senate race. And we supported John Raese in that Senate race. And you now have Senator Manchin in Washington representing you. Well, he may have went there in conservative clothing, but he's far from a conservative. When you will not vote to repeal Obamacare, do not tell me you're a conservative. Because Obamacare is the biggest power grab ever from Washington, D.C. We need to repeal Obamacare, rip it out by its roots, and get rid of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want a Washington bean counter or bureaucrat sitting on a panel making decisions that should be made between my doctor and myself. And Obamacare puts the state of West Virginia on the hook for $217 million unfunded mandate. Do you know where that money's going to come from? From you, from your taxes. You guys, we have to stop this. And the only way we're going to stop it is to send more conservatives to Washington to stand with Jim DeMint and Mike Lee and Rand Paul. And that's why Tea Party Express is here today in West Virginia, because we are going to work with you to send John Raese to the United States Senate. Somebody that is a businessman and understands what it is going to take to get our country back on track. He's bold. He's willing to make those tough decisions. You don't need a senator that goes to Washington that's Harry Reid's best friend. Senator Manchin understands that the Senate hasn't passed a budget in 3 years, but is he putting the pressure on Harry Reid? No. Instead, he's missing key votes to go to a Christmas party. That's not acceptable. And I know that John Raese will do what he can to represent the people of West Virginia. And that's exactly why Tea Party Express is here. We endorse him, we support him, and we are going to work with all of you to help elect him and make him the next senator from your beautiful state of West Virginia. And right now, I want to bring him up. He doesn't need an introduction. You know him. And I know that the people in West Virginia are going to take dead aim at Senator Manchin's liberal progressive policies, and they're not going to stand for it anymore. And you're going to stand with John Raese just like we are, and he will be the next senator from West Virginia.
My goodness, thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed because when you are endorsed by the Tea Party, you are endorsed by America. Thank you very much. Very nice. I just wanted to introduce my wife, Elizabeth, who's with us today, and my two daughters, Miss Jane and Miss Agnes. There's Liz right here. And where is Jane and Agnes? There they are, right there. Okay. You can see they take after their mother. Thank you very much. And once again, I think the greatest thing in my political career, and since I've been in politics now for 28 years, is the formation of the Tea Party. Because the Tea Party represents America, it represents conservatism, it represents freedom. And it's the best thing that has ever happened to both parties, Democrat and Republican. Wonderful. I also want to thank Howard over here. Howard is from Hillsdale College, which I call the last bastion of freedom. Hillsdale is the only college or university in the United States that doesn't take federal funding. So in other words, they can teach the curriculum that they want. To take it one step further, Hillsdale College within the recent years has bought a house on K Street in Washington, have put Judge Clarence Thomas's wife in charge, I believe, and the sole purpose of this whole operation on K Street is to teach Congress about the Constitution. Is that an idea? Hats off to Hillsdale. Vince Lombardi one time said, in order to play football for the Green Bay Packers, he was a great coach of the Green Bay Packers, but Vince Lombardi one time said, in order to play with me, you have to have three things. And you know what those three things are? It's your family, it's your religion, and your job. And he said, I don't care what order you have them, but you better have all three of them. And that's what we're all about, is the fact that we have a job to do, we have a religion that we believe in, and we have a family that takes paramount importance today in this country. And it's why we're here today, because we're concerned about the future. Notice I didn't say that we're worried about the future. I said we're concerned about it. Because all of the problems that we have in Washington and the problems that we have in this country today are what? They are man-made. And when they're man-made, we can get out of them, can't we? But in order to do that, we have to do something, don't we? We have to control the United States Senate, we have to control Congress, and we need a president in the White House like Mitt Romney.
Oh, yeah.
Best way. Repeal Obamacare. It was said here earlier, that's the biggest robber of personal freedoms and businesses and the message that it sends, because it's pure, unadulterated socialism. I think the Supreme Court's going to overturn it, but I can tell you this, if they don't, I'm going to lead a coalition of United States senators and we're going to repeal it. It's going. Cease out of control spending. The worst spending in the history of our civilization. That also, we need a spending freeze immediately. Right up and right through the block. It's like any business, get it under control, and then start cutting, and then start putting back American prosperity. Well, Joe Manchin's been in office now for over 30 years. Has he brought any American prosperity? I don't have to tell you about Barack Obama, because his record reads like a bad book. What will I do? Well, I can tell you this. I'm in the steel business, I'm in the natural resource business, I'm in the media business. I'm the kind of guy that signs the front of a check. How important is that? Believe me, we have more natural resources not only in West Virginia than any state in America, with the exception of two, but in the United States. We have more energy than anywhere in the world today. Energy is one of the cornerstones of what? It's a cornerstone of capitalism. And when you try to control energy, like's been going on in this country, certainly under the Obama administration, it forms the fact that we're not productive. Well, let's get the chains and the bastions off our energy, and let's start moving oil lines, pipelines, let's start moving coal, let's start moving gas, let's make it what we have. The other cornerstone of capitalism is private property. The other cornerstone of capitalism is private property. Who's trying to control our private property today? Federal government. It's called EPA. It's called Lisa Jackson. It won't stand up, because there's going to be a change, isn't there? There's going to be a new United States Senator. There's going to be a new president. There is going to be a new head of EPA. And there's going to be a new result in Washington. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank Liz and the girls, because you guys, these candidates can't do this without their family behind them. And no one realizes the sacrifices the families make. So thank you. Thank you for standing behind him. Listen, we can do this. We can defeat Senator Manchin. We sure can. I know, I feel that same way. You just don't want to hear me scream that way in this microphone. How many of you, about 2 years ago, maybe a little longer, I was in Senator DeMent's office around Christmas time when they were trying to pass this huge omnibus bill, and she was on the Senate floor talking, and I thought, you know, she sure sounds good. Everything she's saying is something that a conservative would say. But guess what? Her actions don't match her words. And you have that same problem right here in West Virginia with Senator Manchin. His actions don't match his words. And the people of West Virginia deserve to have somebody that represents them, that understands the true values of this state. And they're doing their own thing, but you need to help him. He needs your time and he needs your money. And I know none of us have any money. If you can only donate $3 a month or $5 a month, donate to him. You need to get started now and go and talk to your family and friends about this Senate race. Just ask them, are you better off than you were 4 years ago or even 2 years ago? You guys, we have to take back the U.S. Senate. We can't do it without you. John Raese can't do it without you. We're all in this together, and I know that we're going to do it. Now, I have the honor of bringing up somebody who's been part of Tea Party Express from the beginning. She's traveled across the country with us time and time again. I always call her our little Energizer Bunny because she has more energy than anybody I know, and you've already heard from her. She has a beautiful voice, a loud voice. Miss Diana Nagy, I want to welcome back to the stage to get us back on track.
Thank you, Amy. This is a great group of people that I have the honor to travel across the country with. I love my Tea Party Express family. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. And I want you to know that there is hope in San Francisco. Like there's hope all across the country. We are rising up in downtown San Francisco. I don't live in downtown, but we're going downtown in the belly of the beast. We're having religious freedom rallies. We're having Tea Party rallies with 1,500 to 2,000 people rising up with the God-given hope. I'm not talking about that hopey-changey thing. I'm talking about the God-given hope that puts the fire in our soul. Not the change that, oh, we better change the subject. Not the hope that leads to recession and division. The hope that we rise up to fight for this country, for our freedoms, for what our founding fathers founded this country upon, the sacrifices that they made, for what our troops have shed their blood for this country. It's happening there, it's happening here, it's happening all over the country. We the people are speaking, and we're in it to win it, and we're not gonna stop. They are listening. That's right, amen. So let's get this country back on track. I need you to put them together, okay? That's right. America, wake up, get back on track. Big government out, get our country back. They spend our last time, nothing left to borrow. Let's hand them all things left tomorrow. Come on, people, get us back on track. Come on, people, take our country back. We the people, we've got to be heard. United we stand, we're spreading the word. Oh yeah, we're spreading the word, all right. That's you, that's me, we're doing it, yes. Our hearts are on fire for the love of this land. Sleeping giants being awakened again. Now's the time to answer the call. Return America to what our forefathers saw. Come on, people, get back on track. Come on, people, take our country back. We the people, we've got to be heard. United we stand, we're spreading the word. Okay, West Virginia, now's the time. Take our country back. One nation, under God. Well, are you ready? Let's go. Are we taking this country back? I can't hear you. That's right. They said the Tea Party is dead. Are we dead? We're alive and well. Are we here? Are we the people speaking? Oh yeah, loud and clear.
nation under God. Step up to the plate, don't need a socialist state. It's 2012, we're turning up the heat. 2012, we won't be free. Yeah. Come on, people, get it back on track. Come on, people, take our country back. We the people, we've got to be heard. United we stand, spreading the word. We the people, we've got to be heard. United we stand, spreading the word. Yeah. Back on track. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diana Nagy. Isn't she terrific? She's just a bundle of energy. She just is. Next, I'd like to welcome back up to the stage the Rivoli Review, ladies and gentlemen.
This is our favorite part of our program right now. It's where we salute our military, our troops, and our fallen heroes who have paid the ultimate sacrifice.
I want to tell you about a bumper sticker I have on the back of my van I wear very proudly. It's a simple statement, but very poignant. It says, if you can read this bumper sticker, thank a teacher. If you can read it in English, thank a veteran.
I saw a flag pass by one day and it fluttered in the breeze. A young Marine saluted it, and then he stood at ease. I watched him in the crowd that day, so young, so tall, so proud. With hair cut square and eyes alert, he'd stand out in any crowd. I thought of all the men like him who had fallen through the years, of how many had died on foreign soil, how many mothers' tears, how many pilots' planes shot down, how many had died at sea, how many foxholes were soldiers' graves, for freedom is not free. I heard the sound of taps one night when everything was still. And as the bugler played it, I felt this sudden chill. You see, I wondered just how many times those taps had meant amen, as a flag could drape the coffin of a father, brother, friend. I thought of all the children, all the mothers and the wives, all the husbands, sons, and daughters with interrupted lives. And then I thought about a graveyard at the bottom of the sea and of an unmarked grave in Arlington, for freedom is not free.
In a land where you are free, you should think about the ones who fought protecting liberty. You should fly a flag in honor of the price they had to pay. Yes, every day throughout this land should be Memorial Day.
Some gave all, they paid the price for freedom's here. They sacrificed, they gave their lives for you and me. Their graves remind us freedom's not free.
Your children playing in a land where freedom reigns, in a land of purple majesty above the fruited plains. soldiers who had courage and were brave, who fought in wars and battles to ensure all glory waves.
For some gave all, they paid the price for freedom's here. They sacrificed, they gave their lives for you and me. Their graves remind us freedom's not free.
They stood with pride and honor and fought with dignity to protect the ones who couldn't fight and a land that we call free.
We should honor fallen heroes by flying our flags high, to salute the men and women who have fought and who have died. For some gave all, they paid the price for freedom's here. They sacrificed, they gave their lives for you and me. Their graves remind us freedom's not free. Their graves remind us freedom's not
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Remember
much.
to pray for all of our POWs and MIAs until they're all brought back home. And now to close us out, the fantastic Lloyd Marcus.
Thank you, Kay. Folks, thank you for coming today. I lost my signal. If tomorrow all the things were gone, worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars that I'm living here today, 'cause that flag still stands for freedom, and Obama can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you when the band was still there. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Remember what we're fighting for, folks. Fighting to save our country. Whoa, whoa. How you doing, man? Got a cool hat. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, see the shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, there's pride in all our hearts, and that's why we stand and say, I love it. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you, and the band was still there, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And he...
Heart attack. All right, we got a great book here. He's a nice guy. He's over there. He's a big dude, good-looking guy. And it's called What Can One Man Do? And Uncle Dominic has a book. It's called What Can One Man Do with an Ice Pick? But we don't have any more of those. We're going to give this out. And let's hear it for James that's been working his tushy off the whole show. James, folks, and let's keep it going. He just tied the knot today, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, he just tied the knot. He's got a vasectomy.
Excuse me, let me go back.
Linda Edens. Edens. Linda, are you here? America. Okay. Linda? Okay, she's gone. Heart attack. John Copper. John, please, come up, John. They named the room after you. Where are you? All right, John, beautiful. Look at that. I think it won. The book's $45. All right, John, thank you.